Good morning, everyone. And if you get a chance, if you don't mind, if you're just jumping on the call, can you do me a favor and just put in the chat, open up the chat and just put in the chat how long you've been in the industry? I think that would be cool to get an idea or a gauge of where everybody's at right now. And we'll do introductions in a little bit. 20 plus days, minutes, or years, Cody?
Well, it all blurs into one thing, but years,
20 plus,
yeah,
one
two
month.
decades.
Suzanne, 1 month. I'm a newbie. Help. Yes, we're going to help you today. So this is being recorded or will be recorded, and then shortly I'm going to take it away. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Building Your Business, and we're going to be going over some massive strategies to help you guys grow your business and understand how to actually treat this as a career, as a job, to give you guys skill sets that you need to go out and get business. So I hope you're excited, and I wanted to introduce the team. My name's Felipe Berni. I'm going to be the host today for the class, and this is brought to you today by North San Diego County Association of Realtors. Shirley, who is gun shy, she's on camera. She's here somewhere. Thank you so much for putting this together for us. This is being recorded. But the good news is we also have other special guests today, and I'm going to introduce Anela with Generations Escrow, who's been in the business a whopping 35 plus years in escrow. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of experience. And then we have Cody, who is with Fidelity National Title. And for those of you like Suzanne, who said she's been in the business 1 month, these are your go-to resources. This is your team, and we're going to talk a lot today about establishing a team to help you grow your career. And so you really want to take the opportunity of understanding the length of time that these ladies have in the industry and how they can best support you. And I know maybe you've been in your office or brokerage recently and you've heard of escrow, you've heard of title, but what really is it and how can they really help you grow your business, right? That's the question you should be asking yourself and these ladies when you get a chance to meet them. So Anela with Generations. Anela, welcome. Thank you. I know you wanted to introduce yourself. Please take it away. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Hey, aloha everybody. I always say aloha. I'm Anela Miyashiro-Lindo and I'm with Generations Escrow. I have been practicing escrow for pretty close to 40 years. I come from an escrow background. My sister is escrow operations in Northern California for over public title. My other sister works in commercial, so I've been doing it since I was 18. I love doing escrow. I moved down here and I started doing escrow down here. Um, I guess that's about all about me.
Well,
But
Anela, tell us how would somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to pick your brain? If I'm new to the business, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know what escrow is, and obviously we're not talking about that today. But how can I get a hold of you so that we could kind of go over together? And would I be able to ask you how you could help me with my business as a new professional?
I can help you with whatever questions you have as far as how to set up an escrow, um, questions regarding vesting, regarding title. If you have questions on the RPA, you should always ask your broker. But there are certain things that, we go by as far as, once you get a listing, we want to make sure that you give us a fully executed purchase contract so that we can go through it. And we can also go through it with you once it's completed, just to make sure that you have all the initials, the signatures, on all the counters, the addendums. And then if you have questions regarding any of it, we can help you with that. What escrow does is we are a third party person. So we make sure that the money comes in, that all the documents are signed, and that the buyer and seller are in agreement as far as to what all the terms and conditions are to your escrow. Um, once this once this happens, we disperse the funds and we make sure that everything goes smoothly for the buyer and for the seller. In my mind, the next thing to getting married, having a family, is buying a property. We want to make sure that you go through your transaction smoothly and that we're available. It doesn't, that we're available here to answer your questions. I have a lot of buyers call me. I have a lot of sellers call me just about the paperwork, and I go over it with them. Two things that I want to go over with you. When you get your first transaction, you're probably going, what do I do? What do I do? Well, when you get ready to open your escrow, these are the items that an escrow officer will need. The fully executed contract, all the counters, all the addendums, because we do read them and we do go through them to see what terms and conditions that you agree, that the buyer and seller have agreed on, as far as the purchase contract, the down payment, the compensation for the agents, if there's going to be termite, the whole contract, and what we're responsible for. We have to make sure that if there's termite, home warranty, homeowners association, that we get those items for the buyer. So we need to make sure that we have the buyer's email, contact, and address. If there's a lender, who the lender is, email, and contact. If you're a listing agent, we need a little bit more. We need the same thing, the buyer, the seller, email, contact, and their address, because a lot of times the people don't reside at the property. So we do need that. If there's a homeowners association, we need to know the management company. And in case there is some upfront documents that need to be ordered, we will order that for them. And then we will contact your seller if there's an upfront fee. If there's solar, that's really important. Solar is really important. If there's solar on the property, we need to make sure, if the buyer is assuming that we transfer it through escrow and get all the documentation that title will need. And payoffs. We also need payoffs if there's any liens or anything else. I think that's about it as far as opening an escrow and what escrow people need. I just want to let you know that we are here to help you grow your business. So if you do have any questions, and let me tell you, no question's a dumb question, because I myself am learning every day new things just on the title report or from agents. So nothing is a dumb question. So please contact us. My phone number is 760-462-6151. If you prefer to email me, and we do have documents online too that you can download and read about what an escrow is, how to, questions your buyer and seller may have, closing costs. Just go on generationsescrow.com. You'll be able to find it. And my email is anela@genescrow.com. And good luck, everybody. This is a great opportunity to grow your business and grow in knowledge, and to make your clients think that you're the smart one and you have all the answers. So thank you very much.
I love that, Anela. Thank you so much. And again, Generations Escrow. Anela, if you don't mind, just go ahead and put your information in the chat if you can put it in there. And if you're just joining us, before I kick off to Cody from Fidelity National Title, if you just joined us, please in the chat type in how long you've been in the industry, how long you've been licensed, so that we get an idea of who's on the call, because we're gonna talk some knowledge today for sure. We're gonna help you guys get some business, right? So next up, speaking of amazing partners, we have Cody with Fidelity National Title. If you don't know what title is or what a title rep can help you with your business, today's the day. Cody, take it away, please.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here. My name is Cody Day with Fidelity National Title. My partner, Jennifer Bryant, is on the call as well. She's getting done with her Escondido caravan today, so she's a busy girl. And we just wanted to let you know a little bit about what we do for you and what we do for your clients. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick here. Can you guys see my screen? Good? Okay, perfect. So between myself, Jennifer Bryant, Sean Harris, and Alex K. Meyer, we each have 20 plus years in the industry. Title, escrow, real estate. All of us are available to you anytime to answer any questions that you may have. Just like Anela said, there is no dumb question. We really love it when you can lean on us and let us know how we can help you, because we are a part of your success and we can't do what we do without you. So lean on us anytime. When we're talking about title insurance, it's not one of those things that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Most people don't even know what title insurance is. It's not something they think about ever. It's just kind of a part of the process that your agents are dealing with on behalf of the buyers and sellers. But we really come to the rescue when things get crazy. If somebody comes with a knock on your door saying that they have rights to your property, that's when title insurance comes in and saves the day. It can really feel like a horror movie when somebody says, oh, your fence is on our side of the property, and you have to go to court or pay for things to be able to prove that the fence is in fact on your side of the property. That is where title insurance comes in and saves the day. What we do for our clients, which are true clients, are the buyers and sellers. Those are the people that we are insuring. It looks a little bit different in the eyes of our clients versus agents. So I just want to share really quickly what that looks like and what that means. So title insurance is the one-time fee paid at closing that will protect the property buyers and sellers. It's going to protect against fraud, liens, or any unknown heirs coming in saying that they have rights to the property. We are ensuring and securing ownership of the title of the property. We are telling the story of the transaction history. So a lot of people think that title clears all the different things that are happening on the title report that might carry on through. That's actually not really the case. We tell you what the story is, and we want to help you get to clearing title. But that's not something that we do for you. It's something that we do with you. So when title comes and says, okay, we might need an affidavit of an uninsured deed, or we might need statement of information. These are all forms that we're going to be asking through you and escrow. We'll work together to get all that information and clear title. But what the title report is itself is just showing the story of the property. We are there to help if there's tax liens, if there's anything that is coming up about property line boundaries, if there's liens, mechanics liens, things that have come up. That is when we're going to come in, because the first call is going to be to the agent, and your call needs to be to title, and we'll help you get through that. We're going to go through recorded documents, tax documents, recorded maps. We're going to give you the entire picture, and a lot of people don't read it. And if I could say anything to you today, is understanding your title report. So if you have questions about how to read a title report, what title report red flags are, we would love the opportunity to go through that with you so that we can really explain the process. When we're talking insurance, we have 41 points of coverage on our homeowner's policy. There's several different policies available. We always default to the homeowner's policy that has the most amount of coverage. This just gives you an idea of the things that might happen, the forgery, the fraud, which a ton of that is happening in real estate these days. Real estate is a deep pocket industry, and that's why people are coming for us. You have to protect yourselves, and we have to help you protect your clients. Mechanics liens, if there's construction or anything that's happening with a new roof or different work that's been done to the property. These are all things that we want to make sure are cleared before we close escrow. But if something comes up after, that's where we come in and help protect. When we're talking about title insurance, you want to use a big company. You want to use people that have money in their pockets to pay the claims, because that is what title insurance is all about. So we have $1.7 billion in our claims reserves, and that is what's going to help you protect your client. So, in the eyes of our partners, it looks a little bit different. How do we help you build your business? We will help you with getting the listing, with farming and marketing, researching the title before it goes to market so that we can help you solve problems before you're in escrow. We're going to help you protect that home ownership so that everything is cleaned up and buttoned up in a nice, pretty package so it goes to the new owners and everybody is safe and secure. We have a ton of different resources available to our agents in our Fidelity tool belt, as we like to call it. This is a image of Fidelity Agent 1. It's your net sheets and closing costs. So I know when I got into the real estate space, I certainly didn't do it for the math. And this helps you share what those numbers might be. How much is your seller going to walk away with? A lot of the times when you're going to a listing appointment, those numbers are going to change. You might come showing that you have comps representing certain numbers, and they might think their house is 50,000 above those numbers. So you want to be able to change those numbers and have that conversation and help them visually understand what it is that it means to their wallet. We have maps and buyers and seller guides. We have vesting charts, any flyer for real estate under the sun. If you need some help going to sleep at night, because sometimes you do when you're in this industry, you need to shut your brain off. We've got content that will help put you right to sleep. Title insurance is not exciting, but we are full of information and we're happy to put that in your hands. We want to arm you with stats and data. We're going to give you monthly stats. We're going to give you 30-year tracking of stats of sales for median price points, different things that are happening around the county. And we have all of Southern California stats. We can be very hyper-focused through our Altos market reports. We can provide you, those come out every Monday, very hyper-focused for a zip code. We have our utilities website that is available to you. So when your client is buying or selling and they need to start and stop service, we have a website available that's going to get you everything that you need to help your clients make those calls and make that horrific step better. We've got maps, subdivision maps around the county. So if you're doing anything that is in a neighborhood where there might be some foot traffic of people that don't know the area, a lot of our agents really love our maps to be able to help highlight different areas of the neighborhood and different price points and things like that to help them get around. One of the things we like to say is just don't try to reinvent the wheel. This is a meme that I saw many years ago, and I can't say enough how agents want to go with the shiny things, do the new things, try this, try that. In this industry, there's so many people putting their hands out saying, pay me XYZ for this amount of leads. And you can spend a lot of money and get nowhere. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. We have tools, escrow has tools to help you do what you need to do best, and we vet them. And what that means is that we're going to take that legwork out so you don't have to try things. We're going to let you know what works. And over time in the history of space of this industry, it's the same things. Every so often, a new shiny carrot might come to the industry and it's leads this and grow your business that, but really it's the basics that help with the open houses and the marketing and the relationships and the spheres. Just know, lean on us. We're going to help you get what you need. Yeah. All of us want to help you get to payday, and that's basically what we do. This is a screenshot to contact me. I'll blow it up here. This will give you access to my phone number. We have some plug and play scripts that you can use. So if you're interested in getting those, let us know, reach out. We'd love to have a meeting with you, talk to you about your business, your styles, what's going to work for you and what doesn't for most, and help you get on your way in a great way.
Wow, I love it, Cody. Thank you so much. I am so jealous. I should have put you at the end of the presentation because your PowerPoint skills are insane. Mine is going to bore everybody to death, but I have a quick question for Cody and Anela.
Yeah.
So if I'm new to the business, and most of the agents on here, we have a couple people that answered, 6 months, or I'm sorry, 6 years, one month. There's a couple more people that haven't put in how long they've been in the industry. How much does all this cost me? What does this cost me, Cody? What does this cost me?
So there's different tools that are free. We always like to start with the free resources. We want to help you, especially as a new agent. There's things that we can provide you. Anything that is recorded data, we're happy to get you. We can get you farm lists. We can get you access to stats and things like that you can have in your conversation. Our app that I showed, there's the free version and there's the pro version. The pro version simply just lets you brand it to yourself because we are insurance. We're guided by the Department of Insurance and we have to charge for certain things. But most of the things that we do for free for you. So what pains me the most is when a new agent is like, I just went down the street and I wrote down every address of all the people that I want to market to in a farm. And I'm like, you did what? Like, we want to save you your time. What we want to do is give you your time back. We can pull those lists for you. We can help you be very broad in your search and do maybe all of Carlsbad, but broken down to people that have owned 25 years or more, people that purchased over a certain amount, 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. We can be very specific with recorded data, and we can talk more about what that recorded data looks like. But we really try to live in the free space and let you lean on us for what we are able to do for you.
And that's so important. And that's why I wanted to put that out there, because I think it's important that everybody on the call understand that we're trying to provide resources. And one of the big things I'm going to talk about today is that when you start in this industry, or if you're 6 years in the industry, every year you should be focusing on who is my team, right? You should be making sure that your team is on board with you, that you're all going in the same direction, and that you have somebody that's going to be there with the knowledge and support that you need when you need it. And so to have free tools and resources, I mean, this is invaluable stuff. Anela, with over 35 years experience in the business, I think that one of the challenges for today is just everybody on this call, you definitely should make it a point to reach out to both of these individuals and make sure that you set a schedule of just, hey, I would love to pick your brain, 15 minutes, show me how you can help me in my business to start my career off on the right foot. And Cody and Anela would just love to have that opportunity to share with you guys everything they can provide. So thank you so much, Cody. Thank you, Jenna, for jumping on this as well. Look forward to meeting both of you guys, and I really appreciate all the information that you guys provided. So Regina is mentioning, please, Cody, can you please put your contact information into the chat? So good point. Anela did put her information in the chat as well. Make sure that you guys save that. And I want to say good morning, welcome. So everybody else, today is all about building your business. We're going to talk about strategies. I'm going to start getting ready to share my screen here, but do me a favor again, if you just jumped on, put in the chat, how long have you been in the industry? We want to get an idea of how long everybody's been in this business. And Cody, just give me a quick thumbs up. Can you see my screen okay? Cool, thank you. So again, I want to talk about actual takeaways to help you, whether you're 1 month in, as one of the agents mentioned today, or you're 6 years in, 6 years plus, right? So my name is Felipe Berni. I own and operate a company, a brokerage here in San Diego County. I have a little bit over 250 realtors that work under me, broker associates, and I've been doing this for I want to say 10 plus years. I don't want to age myself, but I want to say maybe 15 years. We'll call it that. I'm not at Anela's level yet, but about 15 plus years. And now the responsible broker, which is a very, very crazy industry to be in. And I want to help impart strategies and systems and tools that you guys can use today to really have a roadmap to build your business. All right. So I hope everybody's on board and ready to do this. My PowerPoint is not as fancy. My strength is not PowerPoints. It's helping you grow your business. Right. So I want to make sure that we help each other today. And don't laugh at my stuff, all right? Just kidding. So today's training, we're going to talk about why do most new agents struggle in the industry? And this is by itself could be a whole class, right? There's a reason that we have such a massive amount of agents that get into the industry. Maybe they don't have a set expectation for themselves. And we're going to talk about why most new agents struggle in the industry. Systems versus motivation. I love energy. I love seeing agents that are, just super excited about doing this, but they never get a system in place or a team in place to help them get to where they need to be, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about creating, and we're going to create literally daily habits, weekly habits, and monthly habits. So I want you to just think about this for a second. Everybody's coming from different brokerages, different companies. Every one of you has an opportunity to take today, get rid of the confusion of what am I supposed to be doing. You're going to walk away with what you should be doing today. And I want you to make sure that you take this information that you're learning today, take it back to your office, talk to your manager, talk to your broker, talk to your trainer, whoever that person is, your accountability partner, and say, hey, this is kind of what I was learning today. What do you think? Should we utilize some of this stuff? I guarantee you most of the managers, brokers out there will say, oh my gosh, yes, please, do that. If you do that, that's going to help me hold you accountable, okay? Understanding your numbers. Tracking is a lost art in our industry. We have to learn how to become better trackers. And we're going to talk about that and building an actual business plan. As there's a big ambulance going by, so I apologize. So let's see here if I can go to my next screen. And I want to make this interactive, you guys. So if you have questions, if you have comments, please feel free to chime in, okay? So let's go back to, it looks like, there we go. The reality of new agents. So why do most agents struggle in our industry? Most agents are going to struggle because there's a lack of consistency, right? So we get excited, we just get our license and we say, oh my gosh, I'm ready to do this. I memorized how big an acre is, but I don't know how to fill out a contract. I have no idea how to explain the process of an escrow. That's huge, right? How can I sell something if I don't truly understand soup to nuts what an escrow life looks like? That's where Anela comes in, right? Like, hey, explain to me, like, what should I know, right, about this process? Because I feel that the more we understand how to explain something to a client, the better odds that we're going to actually capture that business, right? People are going to feel comfortable. They're going to trust you. Okay, so you have to learn what you don't know already. And if you have been in the business 6 years, which I know a lot of agents that have been in the business 10 plus years, still don't know how to read a title prelim. Okay, there's no shame in that. But what I want to get to everybody across today, the point I want to get across to everyone today is that don't wait for that next training event. Don't wait for that, lunch and learn. Focus on what do I need to truly learn today and go out there and learn it, right? Like take a little initiative. So most agents are going to struggle from inconsistency. And so that's a big deal. If you disagree, agree, whatever, let me know in the chat. Success will come from your systems that you impart and the tracking that you do, right? If you don't know what you're doing successfully this year, if it's your first year in the industry, like how many open houses did I do? How many conversations did I have? How many people did I get from referrals, et cetera, et cetera? If you don't track and truly track your business, you're never going to know what you should be putting more money into the following year to continue to grow your business, if that makes sense. Real estate is long term. It's not a sprint. I know you've heard this before. This is something that you're trying to build out. If you don't already know the life of an escrow, the average escrow is going to be about a 90-day paycheck, right? You just got your license, you're 1 month in the industry. You should be starting to look out 90 days from now because the habits and the things that you're doing today are going to take some time to get to that paycheck. And I'm not saying that to discourage, I don't remember who said 1 month in the business. It's not to discourage you. It's so that you're prepared, so that you understand, oh, I need to actually do stuff now to get there. Right? And I want to make sure that you understand how to get there. I'm not just filling you with ideas. We're going to actually get down to what you should be doing today. All right? Consistency will always beat intensity. You could be the most hyped up person in the office and jumping up and down and this and that. Intensity is great, but if you don't keep it consistent, it will not flourish, right? Keep in mind, I've seen agents that have grown their careers with me and become very successful realtors by building things as much as small as like a farm, right? We hear that word and that terminology go out there all the time. I know agents that are doing $100 million plus a year in business right now that only stick to their farm. Do you think that they were consistent with that farming? Yes, they had to be. I know people that are making a ton of money just cold calling, right? Calling expired leads, things of that nature. But again, it's being consistent. And the biggest challenge I see, or the biggest struggle that I see new agents face, and I'll tell you right now, I'll be completely, adamant about this, is that new agents that do not succeed are the ones that say, I'm going to try farming, and they try it for 2 months, and then they stop. Right? They get a bunch of free content and stuff from Cody at Fidelity National Title, and they say, give me all these addresses and names and numbers, and they go out there and they create a farm, they start door knocking, they try open houses, but they try it once, and then they say, well, I only talked to 5 people, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to go try to buy some leads over here or whatever. Do me a favor, commit to yourself today that you're not going to jump around to different stuff. Commit to figuring out what your niche is and stick to that one thing and then grow it from there as that business grows, but keep it going, if that makes sense. Because I'll be honest with you, everything works. Everything works. You want to be a dialer? It works if you know how to do it and you do it consistently. You want to build your business on farming? It works if you do it consistently. You want to just be a social media influencer? It works for some people. You just have to do it consistently, right? So make sure that whatever you decide to do, whatever your managers, brokers, trainers are telling you to give it a shot, it's because they're guiding you to try everything at first. but I want you to really fully understand that everything works. You just have to commit to one thing and don't give up, because the diamonds, the gold is there. You just have to make sure you stay consistent with it, okay? So I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. Moving on. And then I apologize. I think somebody put something in the chat. I can't see it right this second. I'll keep going. If you want to unmute yourself and ask, you're more than welcome to. So I want to debunk the illusions as well. So real estate is not just a relationship game. What do I mean by that? So some of you guys are going to be working with your brokerages, and you might have classes or trainers, and you're going to hear the theme, this is a relationship business. 100% true, but it's not just relationships. I want to make that clear. It's not just about building relationships. It's about getting to the point where you have the relationships and staying top of mind so that you can actually get business from the relationships, if that makes sense. So I want you to know that growth requires prospecting. I mean, we could stop the class right here, right? We need to prospect in order to continue to grow in this industry. If you don't have what I like to call funnels of prospecting, then unfortunately you're always going to be at the mercy of, I wonder who's going to know that I'm a realtor and call me today. That's not a good place to be, right? So think of it as, prospecting is the priority. Why do I say that? Tell me if you've heard this one before. Somebody said they were in the industry for about 6 years, right? So when you first started in the industry, how concerned were you with building your Facebook page, getting your website all nice and tidy, getting photographs done? Like, we focus so much starting off in our career on the tech and the tools and the stuff, and we don't learn anything about the process or about prospecting. I think it should be flipped around. We need to focus all of our effort on, how do I become a prospector? How do I get business? And then the website stuff, take like 10 minutes on that. It'll work out on its own, right? Most of you have companies that provide you with CRMs and websites and all this and that. Cool, get it done. Take a week of your time. If you're 1 month in the business, as somebody said, you have 1 week from today. Get all your tech stuff done, and you're done with that. Now everything else is about understanding the process so that you can confidently sit across the table from myself and you can explain to me what I'm signing. You can talk to prospects. You can build your database, okay? So prospecting is everything. Rejection is going to be a part of this business. If no one's told you, I'm telling you right now. I want to get our minds ready for today's class. Rejection is part of this industry. Don't be afraid of rejection. You don't have the ability to tell me that, I'm afraid that they're going to say no. Don't just get that out of your head. It doesn't exist, okay? And the big key thing here is the client experience matters. We have to do a better job as an industry as a whole to provide the best client experience possible, okay? So again, I hope don't think that this is all we're talking about today. I'm just preparing us for what we need to get into, which is the nitty-gritty, okay? So we know that growth is going to require discomfort. So what are some of the things that we're going to do to get growth and to have skill sets that can help us grow our business? Well, number one, we have to be able to have the ability to call people. You got to be able to talk to people. If we're not talking to anybody, we're not growing our business. And I'm going to teach you and I'm going to give you the daily habits of what you should be doing, because we have to treat this as a business, as a career. And unfortunately, and I shouldn't say it, but most offices will not give you that roadmap of, this is your job today. If you feel like you go into your office and you're asking yourself, what am I doing, or what time's the training class, then that's wrong. You should know every day, and everybody on this call is going to go back to their respective offices, and you're going to say, this is what I'm doing now to build my business. And your managers are going to say, oh my God, that's awesome. Like, wow, this is a go-getter. Like, she or he knows exactly what they're doing. So calling people, following up, hosting open houses, marketing consistently, we're going to talk about that, and staying visible, right? Staying visible. What's the old saying? If they don't know that if they don't know that you're in real estate, how are they going to send you business, right? So we're going to talk about how we can build on those things. And there we go. All right. So if we're ready to get into the nitty-gritty, what should I be doing every single day? So I want you guys to take a photo of this, write it down. Let's talk about This is your role moving forward. All right. So I challenge you guys. I want you to go back to your offices. I want you to talk to your trainer, coach, mentor, manager, broker, whoever, and say, this is what I'm focusing on every single day. Help hold me accountable. I promise you this. If you stick to this on a daily basis, by the end of this year, you're going to have success. You're going to have some closings. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear back from everybody. I want to know that some of this is making sense and that it works and that it's helping you. The number one most important thing, and I should be charging you guys $1,000 to tell you this because this has built so many careers, is you need to build your pipeline ASAP. And I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm giving you the actual number. It's a race to 300 contacts. Okay? When you go back to your office today or tomorrow or whatever, and you say, how many people do you have in your database? And everybody says, oh, I don't have anybody. I'm just building my website. The race is 300. I've been preaching this for, gosh, I don't know how many years now. New to the business, you need to grow 300 people in a database as soon as possible. Why 300? Because the law of averages tells us, and this is proven, is that every single year, 1% of everybody you know, in your phone, in your whatever, if you have a database, you don't have it, 1% with or without you is buying, selling, or doing something with real estate. So if you have 300 contacts in your database and you don't do anything, but you just have them in the database and you just do the little thing I'm going to teach you, which is just send them one little thing here or there, doing basically nothing, you'll close 3 deals. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Now, I teach my agents, and I'm teaching you, that by just giving some value and doing some of the things that I'm teaching you, if you get to 300 contacts, the goal is to close 4 to 5% of that database. So for those of us that aren't good at math, like myself, 5% of 300, now you're closing 15 transactions per year, and all of a sudden you're one of the top agents in your office. Does that make sense to everybody? So how quickly can you get to 300 names, emails, and phone numbers in your database? I'm really stressing on this part because this is the most important part for you to understand, that if you really want to grow a business, and again, most of you have brokerages that provide you CRM systems, database systems. In case you don't know what that is, it's just a database system. So what I want you to focus on is just go through your phone tonight. If you're 1 month in the business and you do an open house and you track how many people came through, there's 4 or 5 people that came through. Oh, maybe I call one of them and we have a conversation, or put them in the database, right? So every single day, instead of going to the office and sitting down with 5 other new agents that didn't attend this class, that don't know what to do, you have a job to do. Your goal is to get 300 names, emails, phone numbers into a database system as soon as possible, because I guarantee you, by just offering them one little thing every other month, evaluation, something, and by the way, Cody with Title can help you with some stuff that you can send them. Okay, so if you have a database system already with your brokerage, Cody can help you with some of that free stuff that you can send them to stay top of mind. And by doing nothing else, you're going to get 3 deals. And might not sound like a lot, but does anybody know what was the average closing for an agent last year, or how many agents closed a transaction last year? I think there was like 70% of agents didn't close any transactions last year. Not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it to motivate you to want to initiate this ASAP. Because if I don't want to, Anela, yes.
I just wanted to say that building your pipeline for 300 people, it will increase after that, because those 300 people, they have friends, they have relatives,
Yes.
They have relatives who have friends. So by then your 300 have gone up.
Absolutely. And it continues to grow. And by the way, this is something that I've done with, like I said, I have agents that are doing $100 million in volume a year, and I have agents that are just starting their career. This is always the staple, the foundation is step number 1, get to 300 contacts. Now, the person doing $100 million in volume a year, which we talked about earlier, they obviously have over 1,000 people in their database, but they still have a database. And I guarantee you, if I put them on the call, they will show us how they track every single lead source. So again, not to beat a dead horse, The goal is to get to 300 contacts ASAP. Maybe you're 6 years in the industry, as somebody mentioned earlier. If you're 6 years in the industry and you say, I have 500 people in my database, well, what are we doing with that database and how can we continue to grow it? And have we actually looked at it in a long time? We have to review our database every single year. And every year, be ready that the database is going to do this and it's going to do this. It's going to grow. It's going to lose some people. Some people are going to go buy a house with mom, the realtor, and some people are going to, call you, and some people are going to move out of state and blah, 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 blah. They don't qualify. They lost their job. Now all of a sudden they need to buy a house. So it's always going to go up and down, but it's your goal to constantly get to that 300. Now, 1 month in the industry, you probably have 0 people in the database. So if you have to break it down, how serious are you about getting business and becoming a rockstar agent, right? So you have to break that down and say, I need to talk to X people per day. I need to start putting X number of people into a database every single day. And I'm going to tell you how many that is in just a second. So we got to get to 300. So when your manager or broker says, hey, well, what are you doing to... I'm building my pipeline. I'm getting to 300 contacts because that's going to equate to 3 to 4 to 5% closing ratio of those 300 people. Now, year 5, when you have 600 people in your database that you're actively working, imagine closing 4% of that, 600 contacts. You're a rock star. Okay, so that's the goal. That's what you have to do. And again, this is every day. When somebody asks, what's your job? What are you doing? I'm growing my database right now, and I'm trying to get people into this thing. And we're going to talk about how to do that, okay? Hot prospects every single day. As you get hot prospects, what's a hot prospect? A hot prospect is somebody that says that they're thinking, interested in buying or selling or renting or whatever right now. Every single day, you should have some sort of a conversion activity for that hot prospect. Think about it as moving the needle, right? So in other words, I do an open house real quick. I met a person that says, yeah, I'm thinking about buying. I'm not in a hurry. That's what they always say, right? So an inexperienced agent is going to go on without, maybe they'll send them something on the MLS. A professional is going to look at what is my daily activity. Oh, I need to focus on my hot prospects. And I need to do active lead pursuit. What that means is, hey, I know you said you're not in a hurry, but I just pulled up this 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Carmel Valley that you said you were interested in. I'm going to go look at it today anyways. I was wondering if you wanted to meet me out there and take a look at it. I think this is something you were looking for. Like this could be cool. Like I'm going to be out there. If you want to meet me out there, meet the fam, see what the market's doing. Move the needle. Just chat. Or, hey, I was thinking about you. I know you said you're not in a hurry, but this one just hit the market and I wanted you to see it, and email it to them. Does that make sense? Move the needle. Help yourself get them motivated to get off the fence. Okay, every single day. Now, I don't have hot prospects today, Felipe. I'm a month in the business. Go back to step number 1, right? Get those prospects. Every day, pipeline management and calendar management. Every single day, we're managing our calendars and we're managing our pipeline. You have to have a systematic follow-up and lead organization. What do I mean by that? Well, always think of your business not as how it is operating today, but how it will be operating if you have 5 buyers and 5 listings, right? So if you start with 0, don't just set your day up to fail for when you have 5 buyers. Your day is going to be shot. You're going to be driving around showing properties, doing the... So start time blocking your calendar, and don't wait for that office training to teach you how to do that in 6 months. Go on Google and figure out how to time block. Get ideas of how to time block. I'm sure talk to Anela and Cody. They could probably help you figure out how to really time block your calendar. Some of those tools that Cody was talking about with the app and stuff like that is an amazing way for you to reach out to people and to manage your pipeline. So make sure that you start focusing every day. Open your pipeline. There's nobody in there. I got to get back to step number 1. Open your pipeline. There's 50 people in there. I got to start actively lead pursuing. How do I get them to the next step? How do I get them a piece of information to help explain to them the process? Oh, Anela maybe has a life of an escrow. Maybe Cody has a roadmap of vesting when it comes time to get there, whatever. So always focus on opening up your pipeline every single day. Okay? Daily habits.
Can I chime in and share one thing? Just because
Please.
This is such an important point, Felipe. You're so right. I think a lot of people stop working the pipeline because they don't know what to reach out with. They're like, what am I going to talk about? What's my reason for calling? Anela and myself both have things for you. So I would just say lean on us for those. We have, like I said, I have a plug and play for you. It doesn't cost you anything and it's all about them. So a lot of the agents, they tend to talk about themselves. The pipeline that you're talking to, make it about them. And we have a ton of resources to help you do that. You do not have to overthink it. We will literally set you up with what you need.
Thank you, Cody. Yeah, it's so true. And somebody just put in the chat, I was able to go back and look. How do I define people in the database? So here's a key. Don't make it overcomplicated. Name, email, address, and phone number, and a notes section. Name, email, address, phone, notes. If I don't have the address, that's okay. That gives me a reason to follow up and talk to them later. Name, email, address, phone, and a notes section. 5 categories. If you get the name and number, but you don't have the email, whatever, make sure you take copious notes. Hey, this is Cody. I met her at an open house. She has a dog named Fluffy, and she's looking for a yard, not in a hurry. Hey, this is Anela, has a family of 5, needs a larger home, budget is about $2 million, whatever. Make sure you take notes, because if you go back to actively pursue those contacts and you have no notes, you don't know what you're saying, if that makes sense. You don't know if they're leasing, renting, buying, whatever. Okay. The other question that individual just asked on the chat was, what if they ghost me or whatever? So again, your goal is to build up 300 people ASAP. Whether you're calling, prospecting, door knocking, open houses, talking to people at caravans, whatever, right? Like however you're building your database, build it quickly. Now, your job is to work the database. That's step number 2, which is every year it's going to go like this because you're deleting people and you're adding people, right? So again, don't focus on the what if, focus on the how quickly can I get that number? Because now you have a drive, you have a reason to get up every day and to do this as a career, right? Is you have a goal, you have a job, and you have to get there. Most companies will not give you, as soon as you get licensed, they're not going to give you that idea of like, hey, what is your goal right now? I'm telling you, this is your goal. Get there, right? So, okay. And then product knowledge. Every day, every single day, product knowledge is, for me, looks like this. You're going to log in to the MLS every single day. You're going to look at, there's a little hot sheet thing on your MLS. Now, again, don't wait for that next sales meeting to teach me how to do the MLS. Like, go figure it out, right? Like, there's training videos on the MLS. Call Shirley at the board. Like, say, where can I access these videos? And figure out how to set up an email search and how to look at properties on the hot list. Because every single day, the quicker the MLS is going to be your life. It's everything for you. And you need to be able to know how to quickly log in, because I hate when I go to an agent, I say, okay, cool, you've been in the industry 3 months. All right, so jump on the MLS. And they say, what's my password? You don't even, you're not a realtor yet, right? Jump on the MLS, figure out all the homes that are available. How many active listings are we taking in your area every single day? So there's a way you can break that down. So make sure that you log in. Again, I don't want you to just go in once. I want you to log in daily to get in the habit of logging in quickly and to be able to play around with the MLS. You need to understand that system. You need to be deadly on the MLS. If you want to separate yourself from 10,000 realtors in San Diego County, how good are you at the MLS compared to everybody else that's been in the industry 1 month just like you, right? So start logging in every single day. Building your pipeline. Hot prospects is lead pursuit. Like, how do I get them to the next step? Manage your pipeline, manage your calendar, and then client service. So client service is something we focus on every day. I don't have a client. I'm 1 month in the business. That's okay. We're going to get there. But I want you to start thinking about client service. How do you stay top of mind with your database? And that's where Cody's going to come in handy, right? You're going to say, hey, Cody, I need to start, as I'm building my pipeline, client service is something I'm going to have to do every day of how do I make sure I'm doing something to stay ahead of these 300, 500 people in my database. She's going to help you with that, okay, if that makes sense. So any questions on these 5 daily things that I want you to commit to doing today? I just want to make sure we're gonna commit to this. And I know we probably, Shirley, I apologize if we lost some people because they said, "Oh man, they're making me do stuff." If you're serious about this career and you focus on these 5 daily habits, you will start building a business. Okay? If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to go on to the next slide if I can. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. So that's every day. So now take a photo of what you should be doing every week. Okay? Take a quick photo of this. So every day we're doing those things that we talked about. We're building our database. Now, this is what I want you to do every single week. And again, you can track it and tell yourself, am I doing what I should be doing? You're going to commit to one networking activity. I don't want you to become that social butterfly that goes to every realtor event in the planet. You're brand new to the business. You don't have time for that. Your goal is to build 300 contacts, names. You should be working, right? So don't go to a million things. Every week, you're going to go to one thing. Now, that one thing can be a networking event. It could be an open house, or it could be a high value meeting. A high value meeting means it has high value for you and your business, okay? It doesn't mean you're going to go dancing salsa night with the whatever. Again, you can, but that'll be your one time a week, okay? So high value meeting. Your office has sales meetings. The Board of Realtor has trainings every week. I could go on and on and on, but I want you to focus on one every single week. Now, open houses is probably where you're going to get the most bang for your buck to build your database, and that is your daily goal. So maybe you do that every week. But then maybe your office has a meeting once a month or something. That'll be that week. Okay, because when you go to those things, you're going to learn from your companies and things like that, but it's going to take 2-3 hours out of your day with commute, right? So I want you to focus on one networking activity. And networking, again, to me, doesn't really mean a sales meeting at an office because that's other agents. It means networking. That means I need to have a conversation with people. I need to meet people. Have you ever heard the saying that everybody always talks about real estate? I'm sure you have, right? So if you haven't, I'll tell you, every time I go to a barbecue, a party, how's real estate? How's the industry? How's business? Oh, we've been renting for 6 years and we're thinking about it, but it's so expensive. Oh, the politics in California. Oh, the gas prices. Every conversation leads to real estate. Are you surrounding yourself with enough conversations, right? And what do you say when you get to those conversations? So one networking activity once a week. Five personal touches every single week. That's one a day, you guys. A handwritten note, a phone call, a message, the lost art of a check-in. Hey, Cody, how are you? How's business? What's going on? How are you doing, right? Some of you will eventually meet lenders and make friends, and you've got to check on our lender friends right now because things aren't so good for them right now. Check on your lender friends and say, hey, how are you doing, right? How can I help you? Now, 5 touches is as simple as picking up the phone. People like you and they want to hear from you. Do a check-in. How long would it take to do 5 check-ins a week? Now, 5 check-ins a week, eventually people will ask you, how are you doing? How's the real estate thing panning out? Oh, you've been in the business 6 years. How's real estate? Do you think that it's a good time to buy? Database, right there. Does that make sense, you guys? I hope this helps. So other than that, we're going to do 25 prospect conversations, different from personal touches. Personal touches is a personal touch, people you know. And if you have nobody in your database because you're 1 month in the business, you're going to call mom 5 times this week, right? So, hey, that's a check-in. And she better work with you if she buys or sells. But in all seriousness, the personal touches is personal touches. 25 prospect conversations is your database, outreach calls, and follow-ups. If you're good at math, how many is that per day? It's not a lot, right? We're not asking the world of you right now. We're just saying you have a defined job description of what you're doing on a daily, weekly basis. 25 conversations per week of prospects, whether that's follow-ups or outreach calls. This is where I lose people. Because they say, well, I'm brand new, I don't have anybody. Go do an open house and build your pipeline so you don't feel awkward when you follow up with them. Well, I don't like doing open houses. Okay, go door knock. I don't like door knocking. Well, you need to call 5 people a day to do outreach calls, right? It's going to feel uncomfortable, but you got to get uncomfortable in this business. If you're going to succeed, you got to start somewhere. Now, the good news is if you do the other stuff I'm telling you, all the daily stuff and everything, like naturally you're gonna have conversations that aren't awkward, and you're not gonna have to just cold call people. But honestly, cold calling, it works. Everything works, right? So 25 prospect conversations. Give me a quick thumbs up, thumbs down if you're gonna commit to doing that this week. So then the next thing is you're gonna do 3 social media posts on a weekly basis. So social media, I don't expect you to, and you don't have to do dances all day long and stuff like that. But let's be honest, this industry is being inundated with social media. Marketing is everything. I mean, it's the fastest, most affordable way for you to get your name and number out there to the masses, right? So we're not going to forget about social media. So what I'm saying is just don't let it become your everyday, all day content stuff. So what you're going to do is you have a daily routine. Now on a weekly basis, you're going to follow these items. You're going to do 3 social media posts. Now, what do I do for social media? Talk to your offices, your brokers, managers, talk to Cody. She can give you some great ideas. Keep it short, fun, but we have to set you up as the professional, as the realtor. Even if you don't know what you're talking about to that person that's 1 month in the industry, don't worry about that, because the people out there don't know that. They just know that all of a sudden you have a license. Well, he or she must know some stuff, right? So you want to position yourself as the expert in your field. Okay. Cody, did you want to chime in on that?
I just wanted to say, Regina asked a question. How do you answer the question of how is real estate? And I just want to say there's always a market in every market. And I want to reiterate that people don't live in a purchase price and they don't live in an interest rate. They live in a monthly payment. So if whatever it is that their move or their life change or what they're looking to do fits a monthly payment, you can help them do that. It doesn't have to be this long conversation about what the interest rates are doing right now or what is happening with the market. It's specific to them and what their needs are. And just when you can wrap your mind around having that conversation individually, that's really going to change the game. And you will overhear people at restaurants, at barbecues, at the beach saying, what's going on with the market? Or did you hear about this real estate? Or you can chime in on any of that and use your expertise to help them understand that there's a market in every market, and it's always good no matter what.
Yeah, thanks so much for saying that and for sharing. It's very important to understand this is that we're giving you the roadmap of what you should be doing, but nothing's going to work if you don't practice. And that's why I'm saying, like, you really should take into account that Cody and Anela are here to help you guys. You'll get my information as well if you want to just check in with me. If you want to check in on how I'm doing, please do so, right? But you're more than welcome to check in with me. I can hold you accountable as well. I would love to help you guys, just continue to see you grow in your careers, but you got to practice. So maybe this is something where you either get with each other or maybe you check in with Cody or with Anela and say, hey, I just need to practice a little bit more about what to say when this happens. Scripting is a lost art, you guys. So there's a million ways to answer the question of how's the market. Some people say, oh, the market's great. Some people say, well, it depends. Are you talking about purchasing, selling, renting, investing? Like, at what aspect, in what regard are you referring to? Oh, I'm thinking about selling my home. Yeah, the market's hot right now. I mean, San Diego, blah, blah, blah. So there's a million ways to answer that. But the key thing is, if you don't practice, you're not going to be able to answer that. Right? So make sure that you get practice in every single day.
You could do a social media post on that, Regina, on that question you asked. You can post it on
That's
Facebook.
An amazing idea. Yeah, because then imagine if you're at a party and somebody says, how's the market? And, I was thinking about selling my house or whatever. And then you say, well, it's funny. I actually just did a post on that on my social media library. You should follow me and blah, blah, blah. There you go. Right? So great advice. Shirley, how are we doing on time? Because I can get ready to start finishing this up. I'm almost done with the monthly.
We're doing good. It's just 11 o'clock, so we still have 30 minutes to go.
Oh, okay, cool.
If
So
you
I know
want
it was
to.
for an hour and a half. Okay, cool. So then monthly essentials. So we know what we're doing every day, every week. Now every month, you have to have one monthly newsletter or update that you're going to send to the database, right? So we're building the database, we're following up with the database, maybe checking in with people or moving the needle to the next step. But then once a month, or every other month, you can have what's called a monthly newsletter. I'll be honest with you, I don't want you to spend time how to create a monthly newsletter. Talk to Cody. She got you on that, right? So, monthly newsletter, or even better, I would say monthly update. What does a person wanting to sell their property or that owns a property, what do they care about? The only thing they care about is, what's the answer to that? How much is their house worth? So monthly newsletter, in my opinion, that's very, very passive. To stay top of mind, I think that my clients prefer every single month to receive how much their equity has gone up or down. Okay? If you can get that and get that out systematically every month to people that own property, or hey, here's my roadmap to being a homeowner for buyers, talk to Cody. If you can build that and send it out every month, you're golden. Guaranteed you're going to get 3 to 4% of that database. We're talking big numbers, right? And it takes 1 or 2 days of talking time with Cody and team to really build that out. Maybe Anela as well, for things like that. But instead of just a monthly newsletter, I would say monthly CRM to the people that own homes and people that are renting or that are thinking about purchasing, a roadmap to home ownership. Call it your own. Felipe's roadmap to home ownership. Right? And just every month you're giving them little details of, hey, how to fix your credit, how to work on the down payment, how to save money in this crazy economy, right? We were just joking about gas prices earlier. Ugh, don't get me started. So make sure that you focus on that, because instead of just sending them something that is now, again, if you just send them a monthly newsletter and you have no idea what's on the monthly newsletter, you're still going to get 1% of that 300. Trust me on this, because you're doing more than most agents are just by doing that one step. But if you really focus on that client experience, right? How do I make this better? What do they want? Seller wants to know how much their house is worth. Buyer wants to know how they can, or a buyer wants to know how they can eventually buy. Okay? Every month you're going to re-engage old leads. Hey, this is the person that ghosted me, right? So I'm going to re-engage, I'm going to follow up, and guess what I'm going to do if they don't answer again? I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to move on because I need to build 300. So if they're not answering, my database goes like this, but then I do an open house and I get 2 or 3 contacts, okay? So every month you're going to clean up your database. You're going to re-engage. Every month you're going to build strategic partnerships, and this is the part where Cody and Anela, I've been talking about this. Build your team, you guys. Every single month you should make sure that you're going to focus on who are your strategic partnerships. You have to be super solid with your manager, your broker, your trainer. Like, make sure that you tell them, hey, I have a goal here. I need your help to hold me accountable. Hey, Cody, I need 15 minutes of your time. Can we go meet at coffee and just tell me, how can you help me grow my business? Cody wants to help you. Anela wants to help you, right? So make sure you build your team. Now, you might call Cody and say, hey, let's talk and whatever. And she might say, hey, this is everything I can provide you. You might say, this is great. You might say, you know what, that's not my style. So you'll figure it out as you go, but you have to build your team, because title and escrow are invaluable to what we do on a daily basis. I can't tell you how many times I've had to pick up the phone and call my title rep to say, hey, what do we do here? All those maps and stuff that you showed earlier, I don't know how to read them. Can you help? That's what they're here for, if that makes sense. So they're on this call. They're here to support you. Make sure you talk to them and figure out who your team is, because eventually that's your calling card. That's your resume when you go to a listing appointment. Who is your team? Like, hey, this is my team of professionals. I got 35 years of experience with my escrow officer. I got Cody, who's been in the business 20 days or whatever. No, just kidding. 20 years. So tell them what these individuals do and have something created that shows your team. Okay? So your monthly essential is you're going to follow up and build your team and build out that resume for your listing packet. Okay? That's the key. All right? Skill development. I'm going to end it with this one. Every single month, you have to do something to develop your skill sets. You have to make sure you focus on something. So at my company, I tell everybody in my company once a year, I want everybody to try to get one designation. Now, if you're new to the business, a designation would be like a military relocation specialist, a senior real estate specialist. Focus on always improving yourself. Okay, so I just don't want I don't want people just going blind without a plan or a purpose to caravans and sales meetings and everything. I want them to go strategically to know that they're doing this to build their skills. So if your skill set every month is to plan how you can get better at the MLS, every month the Board of Realtors puts on training, right? That could be your once a month. But every month, commit to building your skill set. Focus on, hey, this month, Brian Buffini is doing a seminar, or Tom Ferry, or whoever. Maybe that's what you want to do. But again, every single month, you should do one thing to build on your skill set and go to a training, learn from somebody. And I'm glad you're here today, because this could be your once a month, right? So now we're walking away with something. Anela, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, our company really believes in education, so we do try and do something once a month to educate the agents. We invite everybody to come because we believe that we want everybody to be educated. The more you're educated, the more you grow, and the more value you are to your client. So we try and put on educational things along with the Board of Realtors. In addition, we've had the county tax collector come and speak, and our stuff is all free. So we want everyone to come. We don't care if you don't use us or not. We just want you to come and get educated. We're really big on education in our company. So
I love that, and thank you for sharing. And maybe now that everybody has Anela's email, you guys should just ask them, hey, if you could send me your training calendar, right? Like that way, you guys are always available to jump in on those events and things like that. And Cody has the same thing. I always tell my agents that I want everybody to know enough to be dangerous, if that makes sense. Like you're not learning how to be an escrow officer, you're not learning how to be a title rep. But you need to know enough to be dangerous, and you need to know that you have a teammate, that you have a resource. When the question comes up is, hey, what does this plotted map mean? You don't know what to say. Hey, guess what? I have an amazing teammate I have an amazing person on my team with title, Cody. Let me give her a call. Let's set up a meeting. Maybe she can go over this with us, right? And then have them explain those things. But if you know enough to be dangerous and you understand yourself, the process of escrow, then you're going to sound confident when you're going over a contract with a prospective buyer, if that makes sense. Cody, did you want to add to that?
I would just say, I think one of the most valuable things that you can do is set up a mock signing appointment with Anela and her team, because you want to take that anxiety of the signing table out when you don't understand the documents, when you don't understand the questions. And a lot of the time you're not at the signing, but sometimes people go to the signing themselves. It depends on if a notary is going or, whatever it is. But as the agent, you are the person that they trust and that they have developed the relationship with. So you are where the questions will naturally go. So understanding the process and understanding the paperwork outside of an actual transaction is really going to help you take that anxiety and give you that confidence. So I would highly suggest getting with your escrow team and having a mock signing appointment so that you understand what that looks and feels like to your clients.
I love that. It's so smart. I love that. So we're going to move on real quick, and we're going to talk about understanding the math. So I just want to share some of these average numbers. Now, the reason I bring this up is because tracking is going to be so important in your business, okay? The way we're going to get to figure out what our numbers are is by tracking. So I want you to start committing as of today. You're going to start tracking, whether it's on a notepad, Excel spreadsheet, Google Doc, whatever you want to use. You want to start tracking everything that you're doing and break it down as funnels: open houses, referrals from agents, referrals from family, investors, renters, blah, 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 whatever. Break down everything and consider those to be funnels. And every time that you meet a person at an open house, hey, I had 5 people come through. 2 were realtors. It doesn't matter. I just need to know if I'm doing 5 open houses this week and every single day I had 0 people come through, is that going to be the best use of my time? Or maybe am I doing them at the wrong time or the wrong day, right? Does that make sense? So again, if you track it, you could say, I can learn how to adjust and shift, and I know what my results are. And once you really boil this down, you're going to realize that if I spend 2 hours a day doing something, I'm going to get to a closing every other month, right? Like that's one funnel. If I call 100 people a day, some people are dialers and cold callers. If I call 100 people a day, I will get one listing per week. I mean, that's as easy as it is, right? Like if you know that the results are there if you put in the work, but you won't know until you try. And so I used to do this with people that are dialers or cold callers. It happens all the time. We say, okay, so how many contacts did you make this week? Well, I called, whatever, 1,000 people this week. And of that, I got 0 answers. Nobody answered their phone. Then you're calling at the wrong time. Let's call it a different time, right? Or I did 1,000 phone calls this week. I got 900 responses, not one appointment. That's a skill set. That's a conversion. That's a closing problem. Let's work on that, right? You figured out the gold mine of what time to call and what day, because you're getting everybody to answer, but you're not actually getting them to the next step. That's a skill set. Now we need to focus on conversion. Same thing applies to open houses. Same thing applies to referrals, et cetera, et cetera. So if you track it, you'll get to figure out what your number is. And once you know your number, everything's going to open up. You're going to believe in the 300 in the database. You're going to believe in the fact that, I just closed a deal and my first deal was off of an open house or a family referral. Now I know I need to spend more money on that. I need to invest more time on that. Maybe I should go buy more signs. Maybe I need to, get a better, photograph of myself. Whatever, right? Like, I mean, you can start investing in what is making money and what has the best ROI. So typically to get, for example, 10 closings would be about 50 consultations, right? So meetings, like at a dinner table, for example, 50 consultations would take 500 conversations. This is just like generic averages that I want you to have a guideline to go off of. So your success will be measurable when you know what your numbers are, and I truly believe that. Okay, so promise yourself that you're going to start tracking everything. Just use a notepad. If you're old school, start using a notepad so that you can track better results. Conversations obviously will lead to closings. Every transaction starts with a conversation. Follow-up creates opportunities, consistency creates referrals, and that's the name of the game, right? Is you want to bust your butt now for the next year and a half, 2 years, to build up your database as quickly and as big as you can so that you can then eventually just get referrals for the rest of your career, right? Like that is how business is had. That's how all the top producers in any market, if you ever go to one of those top producer panels, you say, hey, where'd your business come from last year? 50% was referrals and then blah, 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 right? So it's always the same thing. So I tell agents, if you're 1 month in, this is the perfect time for you, because guess what? Your goal is to get to 300 contacts and then beyond, right? You're going to grow that from there, because that will lead to referrals once you know how to follow up with those contacts every single day, every single month. So just to recap, here's the business plan. And before we do, I just want to, let me stop sharing my screen for a hot second. I want to see if I can, did I miss anything on the chat? No. I just want to hear real quick from everybody, that's on here. Is this resonating? Is this helping you guys? Do you have any questions? Let's make it a little interactive, because it should be exciting for you. I mean, you're newer to the business, most of you. Anybody have any thoughts, questions, comments? How are we doing? And you can unmute yourself, I believe. I'm not sure if you can, but hopefully you can. Or just throw it on the chat, or don't be shy if you want to just say something. Is any of this making sense? Should I stop? What do you guys think? We're good? Everybody's shy, or either that or they can't unmute themselves. I'm not sure. Very helpful. Okay, cool. Thank you. Whew. All right. So Regina, very helpful. Regina, how long were you in the business? If you don't mind.
Felipe, if you like, I can unmute them for you so they can talk.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind. I don't know if anybody wants to talk, but just throw out there. So Regina, you're enjoying it. Any questions, or because we're going to recap everything. Been licensed since 2002. Wow, longer than I. Long time. What's interesting about this, you guys, is that it doesn't matter if you're brand new or you're a top producer. It always goes back to the basics. It always goes back to the basics. And if I could stress anything again, I just want to make sure, Focus on that database. Have that job. Have that goal. Who's the one that said they were in the business for 1 month? Was that Suzanne? Was that you? I think it was. So not been active, still working full time. Okay, cool. So Regina, hopefully this helps. I mean, again, if you work, and I get this all the time. I have over 250 agents that work for me. I mean, I have agents that are working other jobs, other careers, and my goal is to get them to not have to work that other job. And I say, the faster you build this database, the faster you can not have to rely on that other job. Okay? New to San Diego, so am I. So I've been there, done that. So again, all of this is perfect. I mean, this is, talk about the best time to be in this industry. When there's a lot of confusion, a lot of noise in the market, this is the best time for you to stay consistent and focus on what your path is. Because if you get to that database, the top people that are producing, yeah, they may, you know, my $100+ million producer might sell 100 million this year because the market was slow. But he still sold 100 million. Why? Because they stick to what works, right? The market is in between your ears, okay? If you focus on your consistency of building your goal to 300 in your database, you'll have production, you'll get busy, and hopefully you won't have to work another career at all, right? That would be the goal. All right, so if there's no questions, let's wrap this up. I'm going to show you guys a recap of what your job is now as a professional. Your brokers are going to love you. They're going to say, man, this person's motivated. They know exactly what they're doing. All right, so every day we're going to follow up. Prospect, market review, social visibility, weekly, open houses, networking, content creation. We talked about that. Let's move on. Some of the biggest mistakes agents are making right now, they wait. They wait for leads, right? You're going to see it. You're going to go back to your offices and you're going to see new agents that started with you, and they're waiting for that next training. They're waiting for business. They're just like, some people have literally come into the business, into my office and said, well, do you give me listings? What? No, like nobody's going to give you anything. So don't wait for business. Go out and get business, or even better, don't wait for education. Go out and get educated. What do I not know? I don't know what escrow is. Go talk to Anela. Right? What is the MLS? I'm waiting for that class that they're going to give in 2 months about how to build a CRM a CMA on the MLS. No, go. There's videos on there. Email the board and get educated. So inconsistent schedules, that's a big one. If you have Regina said she has another job right now. She's new to San Diego. Here's what you need to do. You need a calendar ASAP. What days can you work real estate and stick to it? So every week it's going to be different. Some people have families, kids. I just had my first grandbaby. Yay, thank you. So our lives are different, right? And that's okay. But you have to make the schedule work. So if you're working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, which some people are in this industry, look at the calendar and say, what days can I work real estate? Well, I'm obviously available Saturday, Sunday. Give yourself a break and say, well, I need one day off. Okay. What are you doing on that Saturday to build your business, to get to 300 contacts, do an open house, go knock on some doors, go to an event in the community, do something to build that database as much as you can on one day a week. Now, some of you have all the time in the world, but it's an inconsistent schedule. You just go to a sales meeting, you do this, you do that. Focus on building the database. Build your schedule. Lack of follow-up. Agents make the mistake of not following up with their clients. Some agents don't even follow up with the clients that they helped their very first transaction. That's sad, right? And by the way, I was one of those. I did the same thing. I used to close deals, and I never had a system before to follow up with them. So imagine the opportunity that Anela talked about earlier, the referrals that would come from that. If I would just stay top of mind with them, I could have had so much more business and better relationships. I hate that in our industry, our buyers and our sellers become our best friends for 35 days, and then we never see them or hear from them again, right? A lot of agents just don't follow up. Don't be that agent. Fear of rejection, we talked about that, and comparing yourself to others. Don't go into your office and compare yourself to the $100 million producer and say, well, I want to do that. Take a look at their schedule. Are you doing what they're doing? No. So you're not going to do that type of volume yet. You need to build your business based on your foundation of what you're doing. So the challenge for everybody today, 2 conversations per day. You're going to have 2 combos per day. I don't care if you call me, you're going to have 2 conversations per day. Build the habit. Call 2 people per day. Weekly open houses. Whether you have a full-time job or not, you got to do an open house every single week until you have enough business where you don't have to do it every single week, right? You just got licensed. You want to help people buy and sell houses? Go meet people. Do an open house every single week, okay? At least one. Then oh, by the way, real quick, remember, I'm giving you what you need to do. Now, the details of how do I do an open house, go get educated. Hey, broker, manager, trainer, I did this class at the board and they said this is my job. How do I get an open house and promote the heck out of it, right? Your job is to go do it. Their job is to help you understand how to do it. Does that make sense? CRM updates every single day. You're going to update your database every day. This is a challenge. 3 social posts every week. Start small, start quick. Just post a photo of a house if you have to. Just get in the habit. 3 things per week. Please talk to Cody. I'm sure she has a million ideas that she can help you of what you can post to start. And then weekly accountability. Find somebody in your office that will help you hold you accountable to this challenge. So give me a little emoji or something if you're a realtor on this call and you're going to commit to this. Even if you're not, give me something. Let me know that you're going to try this. If you stay, remember the first thing we talked about in the beginning of this whole thing, consistency. If you do this for 90 days, every single person on this call should have something in the pipeline that they're going to close in the next 90 days. Okay? And I would love nothing more, and I'm sure Cody and Anela would too, to hear from you guys after 90 days that you got something based on this. Okay? So please focus on this. I can't stress that enough. Just a takeaway is systems will beat the motivation. You have the systems now. You have the strategy. The habits will create confidence. I feel that education builds confidence, honestly, not just habits, as Anela mentioned. So get educated. Conversations will create business. Consistency will compound. You will be top producers. And with that, you guys, I want to say thank you so much. I'm going to open up to some quick Q&As. Because, oh, by the way, the little saying is so true, right? Your business grows in proportion to the consistency of your actions. I have no idea who said that. I stole it from somewhere, but I love that. I think it's so dope. I think it just mirrors everything we're talking about, right? So I want to stop sharing here for a second and hear from everybody. I saw some things come in the chat, so I see a couple thank yous. Let's see, what else?
While you're looking through the chat, Felipe, I would just say the 3 things that I would recommend is a book by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect. It really speaks exactly to what you're talking to. It's a short read. It's easy. He was a realtor. And so he kind of has a lot of real estate examples, but it's just kind of the compound effect of consistency will really come out in your business. The other point I wanted to make that Felipe was talking about of practice. Sometimes it can feel uncomfortable to practice and role play. I know in my business, role playing is my least favorite thing I've ever done. I once had a manager that made us give a speech on camera in front of all of our leadership, and it was recorded, and we had like 3 minutes to come up with it. It was the most painful thing I've ever done, but I learned so much for myself. And now with AI, we have ChatGPT. I would recommend for you to go on to ChatGPT and role play. Tell it that you are an agent that is breaking out in the Southern California market and looking to connect with people. The goal is to have an appointment, and it will literally role play with you. And then at the end of it, you can ask it, how did I do? Give me some feedback. And it will tell you what to do better and how you can close that conversation better. And the other thing I would say is just the last thing. Agents are paying thousands of dollars for the contacts that you already have on your phone. So when you're farming and you're working with Anela and myself to get to the people that you don't know, don't forget about the people that you already know, because people are spending a lot of money to get in touch with those same people. And there's nobody better to take care of them than you. So just keep that in mind.
I love that. Thank you so much. And so I just want to remind everybody, obviously we talked about a bunch of different things to start. We gave you actual takeaway steps. remember, all of you have accountability partners within your office. So please take the information that you found valuable, go back to your office, talk to your managers, talk to your brokers, talk to your whoever is helping you within your career there at your respective offices. Talk to them about, hey, this is some of the stuff that I focused on. I think I want to give this a shot. Help me stay accountable to this. This will work if you got somebody, every single week checking in saying, hey, did you hit those numbers? Did you do what you said you were going to do? And if you've never done that before, if you've never been in that type of industry, give it a shot, right? Give it a shot. I think you'll be impressed. And like I said, my goal and everybody's goal at the Board of Realtors and with Fidelity and Generations Escrow is to help you guys get something in the pipeline and close something within the next 90 days. I hope this is a roadmap to get you there. I hope you saw value in this. And with that, I want to say, Shirley, thank you for allowing us to come on here and help everybody. I will leave my contact info in here somewhere so that you guys have it as well. I would love to just hear from you guys after, in 90 days and tell me what you think. If you have questions or you need some support, let us know. We're all here for you at the board and as well as everybody on the call. Okay? So if there's no questions, I'm just going to throw my stuff here in the chat. This is my personal cell, so please do not call me at 10 p.m. at night just to tell me that you think you want to do something like prospecting. But you're more than welcome to text me, call me, and my email.
If you do everything that Felipe has told you, you will be in escrow.
Yay! That would be so cool to have one of those. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I love that. That's the goal. Shirley, I think we're all good to go. So
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Anela. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. Oh, you don't see my contact info. Give me 1 sec before we hang up. Let's see what happened here.
What you going to do?
I think Shirley will have to share that because all of us are only able to post to hosts and panelists. I think Shirley's the only one.
Oh, yeah. I see it, though.
Shirley, are you able to... Wait, did that...
It's done. I sent it to everyone.
Oh, yay. Thank you. Shirley, thank you so much. I think we're good to go. So, and thank you, Inez. Thank you, North County Association of Realtors and everyone. Still don't see it, they're saying. It's okay. So I'll just say it out loud. He's
a realtor. You can find him online, no doubt.
Don't give it to your friends and family. No, I'm just kidding. It's 949-637-9401. 949-637-9401. And my email is my first and last name that's on my screen right there. No dots or anything, just Felipe Berni at rogpacific.com. Okay? All right, everyone.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We'll see you at the top. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.